Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, there's an NFC fighting storm. It's the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. Ready to get this game started. Here's Eddie Pinheiro. And we're off for MetLife. Gunnar Olszewski now to return. Good work so far. He's got room. All right, so they're going to take over at the 39. Nice effort there. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. And bringing them out, one of two quarterbacks taken in the first round of this year's draft. Out of Ole Miss, it's Jackson Dart.
One of the really cool things about Jackson Dart's career, both high school and college, is every step of the way he just kept getting better. And that's what the great pros do. Joe Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, they never rest on their laurels. They're constantly striving to be excellent. That's exactly what Jackson Dart did collegiately and what he'll have to do professionally.
He takes it himself.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now here's Cam Scatterby on the ground. And all he can get is a yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Dart. Pass brought in by Slayton. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
And the Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st and 10 from the 41. They'll go play action. Here's Dart. Hits him on the in route. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4. Darts out of the shotgun. Going for his back, but it's incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Dart going to throw again. That's caught for the 1st. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. A good pass from the rookie out of Ole Miss, and it gets him a 1st.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Going on 1st down, it's Dart. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he stops as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Scatterby here on 1st and goal. He's actually going to lose yards here. They take him down at the 10-yard line. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
Leading 10 yards now as they line up. It's 2nd and goal. Gets it again. And his defense standing tall. They keep him out of the end zone. A good 5 yards on the run. Now they're going to have 3rd and goal at the 4.
Okay, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice now, and I think you believe on that side, well, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Okay, already a big decision to make on your opening drive, Brock. Is this 4-down territory, or do you take the field goal and be happy to start off with some points?
Well, remember, Kate, and I think we're going to see this all year long. This new kickoff rule is real. You know, that ball now coming out to the 35-yard line, it affects the data and the decision-making. You're going to see more and more teams be aggressive, and I would be.
The kick by Gano is good. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
All in all, Kate, I'm going to call that a good start. Offense established himself, moved the ball, and the kicker able to give him a lead.
Ready to send this away. Moore with a return. Jukes away from one. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. They're led out by the 4th-year passer out of Iowa State, Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Relevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
Play action now. Purdy. On target to his back. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. And the Giants are on him, and he goes down. And that's going to add some distance onto this upcoming 3rd down.
Oftentimes, these early exchanges are just a feeling out process for rushers and blockers. But they can also set the tone for the battles the rest of the game. And that defender, you know, with an early win, he's feeling really good about himself.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Third and long for him here. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down. Flipping through, Brock, that certainly wasn't in the offense's opening script, but if you're a defender, just how you wrote it up.
Yeah, defensively, that was a week of practice and planning visualized and executed in real time.
On 4th down, looks like the 49ers sending out Thomas Morstead now to punt. Gunnar Olszewski will return it for the Giants. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. The Giants taking the field for their 2nd possession. Well, their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. at the 33 for first down. Going play action with Dart. He's running with it. Short gain in the end to about the 36-yard line. And is Alfred Collins cleaning up that play.
The positive of that effort, you didn't go backwards, didn't have a negative play. If there was a negative, you didn't get a whole lot done with your legs. Got to be more efficient now on second down.
Second down now, 7 to go. On the handoff, here's Scattergood. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. To the air on 3rd and long. Pass complete to Robinson. Keeps on moving into the red zone. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants stretch their early lead to 9. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was going to be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird? Ooh. In the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Well, maybe like a Tyrese Maxey. But what?
The kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did. And he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. Gano ready to send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Second drive coming up for this 49ers offensive unit. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. Sending the tight end in motion left. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
Well, that run may not move the chains, Kate. That is such a confidence builder. It sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap for Purdy. This one's quickly to Jennings. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. McCaffrey drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. Trying to find a cut back upfield, but nothing doing. They take him down for a loss.
You see that sweep blown up before it gets to the outside. You know defensively, tremendous anticipation. But even more, better execution.
drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. It's caught. Pearsall has it. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Purdy setting up that play action. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 36. They toss right side to McCaffrey. And this is headed the wrong way. They're going to lose yards here. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
3rd and long, Purdy. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
They send out Eddie Pinheiro for the field goal. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. Pinheiro's kick is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lot. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Olszewski. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Scatterboo now from the gun. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. We've got 2nd and 4.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Going right back to Scatterboo. This is a nice gain. Nearly moves those chains. He's got it up to the 36.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
And Scatterboo on 3rd. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
And the Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Dark from the pistol. Catch made. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. And that is the end of our first quarter. It's a 10-3 ball game. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Connection made with his running back. This is Cam Scattaboo. And they take him down right along the 30.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. Driving forward with Scattaboo. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would have.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he got what he could there. Call it about 4 yards on 1st down.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. They're going play action. Connects on the crosser. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Running with Scattaboo. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. They go to him again. And this defense standing tall. They keep him out of the end zone. It's a pickup of 8 yards, and it sets up 3rd and goal at the 2.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you've kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
Offense is getting closer, but 2 yards left to figure out. It's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun this time, here's Dart. And he will score. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 13-point lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Giants double their lead to 14.
49ers 3.
Gano ready to send this away. Moore with a return. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. First and 10 now from the 30. One of the tight ends motioning left. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. On the gun is Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
And the 49ers first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Dumps it off to his running back. Good defensive effort here, drives them back across midfield onto their own side.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Offense to the line, 2nd down. Purdy throwing here. Makes the catch. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
To the line, here's 3rd and 3. On 3rd and short, McCaffrey. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He spits down inside the 35-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Offense there, Kate, went heavy with that 13 personnel. 1 back, 3 tight ends, those 3 added blockers. Just the element they needed to spring that run.
They've got first down from the 31. Now Purdy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. Running back sent in motion. Purdy now on 2nd and 10. Short pass brought in. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Now it's Purdy. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This defense just coming to life before our eyes, Kate, taking advantage of the situation they're in. Just feel their creativity. Right? When you get a lead like this, it just allows you to be a little looser, to play a little bit faster, and to continue to make an impact that time with a sack.
After the sack could really use a big play here on 2nd down. It's 2nd and 15. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Purdy looking to throw. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. It's a repeat of the last play. That's going to bring them to 3rd down.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to offer a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Completed left side there to Jennings. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
All right, down a couple of scores. They want a bigger swing than just 3. They're going for this. Kittle makes the catch. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers make it a 1-score game in the first half. George Kittle, the touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
49ers 10.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here comes Olszewski. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you got to imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Giants lining things up. 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Darts. Taking a deep shot here. They connect on the deep shot. 35 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Giants, first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
On 1st down, here's Darts. For big yards on the right side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Giants will have a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Piscatable here on his own read. He dodged the tackle. And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 13-point lead. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Gano for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants double their lead to 14. Ready to send this away. Isaac Gorindo to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. To the line. 1st and 10. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. And really create some indecision now defensively.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. That's going to be caught by his back. McCaffrey. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Off the play fake, Purdy. Throw right side is caught by Jennings. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable. He creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's only able to manage 1 yard, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. And it's the 49ers. With it, 3rd and 2. Here he is on 3rd and short. It's caught. Pearsall has it. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a 49er 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Pretty throwing here on 1st. Hits his running back. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. Finds the in route complete. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4. They kick the running back in motion. 3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Back to one of his favorite targets this drive, but incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
All right, down a couple of scores. They want a bigger swing than just 3. They're going for this. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Purdy going to go on 4th. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. First and 10 now. Here's Purdy. He's got it near the 8. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone on 1st. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers make it a 1-score game before halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Extra point try now from Pinheiro. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
49ers 17.
Just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. Escapes a defender. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Giants and running back Cam Scadaboo trotting back out there. They're up by 7. Let's see if they choose to rest on that and just go into the locker room. Got 1st down from the 31. Darts out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. They'll go play action. Here's Darts. And he's just going to hook this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the gun this time, here's Darts. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
The 46-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Dart gonna throw again. And drop this down. Scadaboo. And he's able to get it past midfield and down on the 49er side. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. Working now from the gun. He'll try and run this. And Dart's got him a fresh set of downs there as he slides to a stop. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
And the Giants, first down.
So we have a one-score game here at the break. Now it's time for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks for that update, Scott. Welcome back, everyone, for the third quarter. Got a one-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. He stopped on the run back at the 27. We'll see the San Francisco offense first this half as they're headed out now. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10. They'll start the second half with McCaffrey. Nearly starts the drive with a first down run. Stopped a yard short, gain of 9.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable second down.
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that first down. On second down, here's McCaffrey. They stopped him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. Third down coming up.
Well, that run puts them right back in the same old situation for third down. I really thought that run was going to get the couple inches they needed. You could tell, just look at them down there, Kate. They thought it was going to work too.
All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches. Purdy will sneak it. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
It's a gain of 2. And the 49er, first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line.
One of the challenges when you run that jet sweep is you better secure that edge. I've not seen a great jet sweep in my life where you don't win the edge of the line of scrimmage. And that time, the defense got the job done.
Offense to the line for second down. Purdy to throw it. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. Give him 13 on that play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
1st and 10, around to Robinson. Winging their full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun is Purdy. Brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Look at that throw in double coverage to a running back. I don't want to live off of that, and I certainly am not going to count on it. But give some credit to the effort it took to make that catch. A whole bunch of bodies around him.
8th play of the drive now. They need 2 to keep it going. They'll try it right with McCaffrey. By man, he's in the clear. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. So Reed the give to McCaffrey. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. Fighting for all he can, partner, but this play is not going to get past the line. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's what an offensive player never wants to see, a defender just waiting for him on the edge. At that point, the play's dead. And good effort on his part to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Purdy throwing here. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
They send out Eddie Pinheiro for the field goal. He was good on his first attempt, and a second from a little over 45 here. Pinheiro's kick is good, and it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here comes Olszewski. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. New York offense ready to get going here. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Darts. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
From the 24 once again, it's 2nd and 10. On the handoff, here's Scatterboot. This is getting much beyond the line, a yard at most. The Amador Lenore, they're on the stop.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
It's 3rd and 8, need to get a chunk here. To the air on 3rd and long. He lofts one deep, center of the field. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
You know, Kate, with the game that they put together, it's surprising to see them really run into any hiccups when they appear. They move the ball very well throughout, just unsuccessful on that third down.
The Giants ready to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now it's Purdy. Finds him over the middle. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The Giants and Jackson Dart set to go back on offense. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. New York to the line, 1st and 10. Carry. This is Scatterboo. He starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8. 2nd down.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 25-yard line.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. Here's Scatterboo. That's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down. A great call in a short yardage situation right there, Brock, and that was exactly the type of front that defense needed to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love the X's and O's of it, and then even more, the guys going out there and executing it, pulling the trigger to create that loss.
Going on 3rd. Here's Dart. Oh, he's going to run for it. And Dart's got him a fresh set of downs there as he slides to a stop.
It's a gain of 8. And the Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against a front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Dart's going to the air. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up third down.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. They'll air it out on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in out of bounds.
The Giants are set to punt. His work begins at the 31. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So here come the 49ers on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. The 49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. Play action now. Purdy. Catch is made near the edge. And he will wind up out of bounds after a 1st down gain of right around 3 yards.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Handoff headed left to McCaffrey. And this will only complicate matters for 3rd down, partner. They're sent backwards.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Man in motion out of the slot. On 3rd down, Purdy. He lobs this one up, looking deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a 1st down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
It's fielded at the 14. And something on the return, but not much as it still ends inside the 20. The Giants and Jackson Dart set to go back on offense. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Giants lining things up. 1st and 10. Driving forward with Scatteroo. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. That'll be 2nd down.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Going play action with Dart. Throw right side is caught by Robinson. And he's going to have this out near the 40, just a little bit short of it. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
And the Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
As any quarterback will tell you over the course of their career, it's not easy to deliver an accurate throw as you're about to get smacked.
On 1st and 10, here's Dart. And Robinson has it. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
We saw his guys pick up the blitz. We felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
5 still to go here. This is second down. Darts out of the shotgun. He's on the in route. And they make the tackle at the 38.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Giants first down.
This is the end of the third quarter. It's the Giants with the ball trying to close out what would currently be a win. New set of downs for him at the 38. Read option on first down. He's going to keep it. And he's got him 6 yards on that carry. It's second down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. The schedule here on the ground. Ooh, they're on that one. Second down's going to end up in a loss of yards. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. Quite the drive they've had, Brock, but they're up against it. 3rd and 5 now. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
This one of the biggest moments of the game for Graham Gano. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. Got all of it, and this is good. And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one.
Window to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. And as they get set, Carter, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
49ers to the line. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now they send their back in motion right. Now Purdy. It's going to be caught by his back. McCaffrey. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps these drive moving.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
First down, ball at the 36. Play action now with Purdy. Dumped off to his running back. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a 49er first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Here's Robinson up the middle. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
As a corner in this league, well, you go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
It's caught. Pearsall has it. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on a big play down to the 19. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Purdy looking to throw. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers now trail by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. After tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Starting from the 5. This makes it up to the 25. Now here comes the New York offense. They're headed out there after just watching their lead disappear, but going off of that, an opportunity does exist now for an immediate answer.
And I'm going to say the quiet thing out loud here, Kate. There is a part of this offensive group that just loves this opportunity. They get the chance right now to answer, and not just that, but possibly come up with a game-winning drive.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. Scatterboo now from the gun. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
First down, ball at the 36. Going right back to Scatterboo. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Running with Scatterboo. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Third down now. Here's Starks. Rolling left, buying some time. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a pickup of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Going on first down. It starts. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, Siskanabu. And gets a few on the plunge forward.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling. And they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Four yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go play action. Here's Darts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
I love a good bootleg just like every other quarterback does. And bootlegs are most effective, Kate, when you're running it first and you deceive that defense. But if you're not running it, or it's a poor fake, or you got a defense that is sound, well, you have the opportunity to get hit in the face in less than 2 seconds, just like that.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12. Third and long for him here. Going deep here for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown. And you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
Got all of it, and this is good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Goodell ready to send this away. Gorindo to return it. Jukes away from one. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Completed over the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Giants with an extra DB out there now, 3rd down. Looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It's a gain of 8. And the 49er, 1st down. An 8-yard pickup. And the 49er, 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Pretty throwing here on 1st. Hits him on the out route. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And a solid gain there, Brock, of about 5. Takes him inside the 40-yard line.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. 49ers down by only 3. Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. They stick with McCaffrey. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
1st down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. Here he is to throw. Finds the in route complete. He's close, but he is stopped before he can get to that 1st down. Picks up 4. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their 1st. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it 40 yards to reset the downs. A toss snap to Robinson. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds for the 1st down.
A lot of times we will see defenses get so overcommitted to defending that inside run, vulnerable to the outside toss. And that's when things open up, and you can reset those downs.
All set now. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Completed to his running back. And all he can do is get back to the line on that effort, so no gain on 1st down.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down, or chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Setting up to pass. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. They're backed up. Not the stop they could afford, Brock, as this one loses yards. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Here he is to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. He's going to be short of that goal line, Brock, but not of the marker. They've got a first and goal.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
A tight end in motion now. McCaffrey. And he will score and give them the lead in the final minutes.
Touchdown, San Francisco.
Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
And it's good, so they take the lead, and the extra point buys them some breathing room. A field goal does not tie it now.
30.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Olszewski. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants offense all set to get started. And this pressure has been playing volleyball in this fourth quarter, partner. That touchdown just served it over their way. Now they need a touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
Yeah, I like what you did there. And I'll keep the analogy going. We're in the final set, and it almost feels now like a must-score drive.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Back to throw. Caught by Theo Johnson. And he's brought down after a short gain. The Giants using their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Second down now, they need 7. Out of the gun this time, here's Dart. That is incomplete, down to 13 seconds left. Looking for the back that time, and it's third down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Throwing now. It's on target to Johnson. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. So there's the timeout called, and we're going to see if they think there's enough time for 2 plays or just one last snap.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Dart gonna throw again. Finding Johnson once more. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here he goes, one final shot. This is for the ball game. And this will not be caught. So their last chance heave to the end zone ends up on the ground. This game's over. So it's a win for the visiting 49ers. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the 49ers as we say so long from New York.